Hello guys, welcome back to my series called Pokemon Go Battle, but in this series we'll be spinning a wheel as you can see here in order to decide a twist for our Pokemon Go Battle. Today's twist will be no shield. That means no shield will be using during our battling. Let's get started. For our first battle, we met up with a Necrozma. Next I switch to Miltank in order to block his attack. However, the opponent has switched to a Groudon. Luckily I've used the Dynamic Punch, so it can deal neutral damage. Oh no, the Groudon has used shield and my Miltank has fainted. I decide to go back to Ningyoushi. I've tried to farm it off, however, the Groudon has successfully used Earthquake, bringing my HP down. I kind of panic here, so I used Close Combat. However, it wasn't exactly enough to beat it. Necrozma went out again, but successfully knocked out my Ningyoushi. Necrozma used Sunshine. Luckily, my Scarlet is a fire type, so it's fine. However, it cannot bring tank at least 2 attacks, so I failed. Moving on to our next battle, we went up with Immaterial. This Pokemon has caused me quite a lot of trouble during PvP. I've successfully switched out to Miltank in order to metal to block the attack. I used Dynamic Punch in order to get back it. However, the opponent has used shield, so it doesn't deal any damage. I continue spamming Dynamic Punch in order to lower down its HP, but the opponent has used shield. Luckily, my Miltank can still use Dynamic Punch in order to be effective against Obstagon. Next, the opponent sent out Snorlax. Luckily, I still have my Dynamic Punch and brought up is almost half of his HP. I switched back to Ningyoushi, but the opponent had giving up, giving me an easy win. For the next battle, I've met up with a Charizard. No matter is both of these Pokemon are super effective to each other, so it isn't exactly a good thing for me. I can't use a shield, so it's put me at quite a disadvantage, and Miltank has fainted. I switched back to Scarlet because fire attack isn't exactly effective against it. And as I thought, the opponent used Overheat, so it isn't very effective. I used Shadow Ball though, so it's fine. The opponent sent out Kazam, and I used Shadow Ball in order to knock it out. The opponent used Porygon Z. I switched back to Ningyoushi. From there, I used Close Combat to knock it out. Charizard has come back, and I have decided to use Ice Punch, nearly knocking it out. The opponent still tried to gain back some form, and however it has failed against my Scarlet. Moving on to our fourth battle. We met up with Kyurem, another legendary. Landorus is understandable. However, Ice Punch is super effective against it, nearly wiping it out, and with another punch from Ningyoushi, we successfully knocked it out. The opponent sent up Kyurem again. However, it seems I have given up, giving us another free win. He doesn't even try to attack. In our last battle, Ningyoushi matched up with Animus. The opponent switched out to Scarlet. I made quite a big mistake here when switching to Scarlet, as the opponent could have used a Ghost type move which is super effective. Skittish without I don't have a shield, so it put me at quite a large advantage. Your tank isn't exactly very effective against Skittish, putting me at quite a big disadvantage. I have quite messed up here. Even with my effort, I couldn't even knock out Skittish. From there, I could only accept my loss. Well, thanks you guys for listening.